And hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Kpush podcast, episode 176. We're coming at you with a little bit of solo dolo episode today. How is it good, my friends? Oh my gosh, is it good to be back? I mean, hello, good morning, happy Tuesday. Even though that this comes out on Wednesday, doesn't matter. Shut the fuck up. Dude, what's going on? Today, the day is April 7th, 2025. I recorded an episode with Mike Hale today, episode 175. If you haven't checked that out, go check that out. We both got drunk. At like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, if you can't enjoy a 38-year-old and a 21-year-old getting drunk together on a podcast, get out of America. No. Get out. Deport yourself. Deport yourself, because the happiness that you will gain from this country is nothing. You will gain no happiness from this country if you cannot enjoy a 38-year-old comedian and a 21-year-old comedian shit talking. If you cannot enjoy that in 2025, leave the country. Deport yourself. Quite frankly, I think I should call ICE on you, but that's, neither here nor there. But how are you doing? How are you doing? I haven't recorded a solo episode since before vacation. It's been almost a month since I recorded a solo episode. I pre-plan out these podcasts a lot. I record, in the past so I can upload them in the future a lot of the time. But the thing is I did not expect how bad my life was going to be when I got back from vacation. I just didn't expect it. I didn't expect the amount of shit that I went through to go through. And, it is what it is. It is what it is. The thing is nobody feels bad for you anymore, by the way. Nobody, you could get cancer and fall off a bridge. Who gives a fuck anymore? People can't afford eggs. They can't afford eggs, and the market is crashing. What do you want? You want people to care? You want people to care that you have AIDS? I don't think so. People don't care anymore. I tell people about my problems. They go, I'll kill you. They go, have you told somebody your problems recently? They look at you in the face like Luigi Mangione. They go, you know what? I'll kill you. How about I take a knife and I put it through your throat? The dead in people's eyes in America right now. It's new. It's new. The closest this was in my lifetime was COVID. The death. The death in people's eyeballs cannot be explained. They just can't. They can't be explained. So as soon as I start talking about my problems, everybody's going to tune off. It's the reality of the situation. And it is what it is. It is what it is. People are just going to go, hey, no. No, I actually don't. I actually don't care about this at all. They go, hey, we're actually done with this. We're done hearing you talk about your balls. So this podcast isn't going to survive this Trump presidency. It just isn't. It is love, hate Trump or whatever. People are sick and tired about hearing people complain about their own life. They just are. We're at that point now where it's just, you keep it to yourself. Be a fucking man. Keep it to yourself. But that's not what a solo podcast is, ladies and gentlemen. That's not what a solo. By the way, that's not what a solo podcast. Not everybody can be Tim Dillon. Sorry. Sorry. Not everybody can be Tim Dillon and just talk about the news every week. I mean, Tim Dillon's basically the South Park of podcasts, by the way. But not everybody can be the South Park of podcasting. Sorry. I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want. Tim Dillon's the person who will survive this Trump presidency. And every other podcaster can go fuck himself. Just go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. I'm tempted to start talking about politics immediately, but I do want to talk about sort of the 3 weeks and what they've been like since I've been back. Since I've been back from vacation. So when I got back from vacation, which the vacation I went on was excellent. It was excellent. It was 3 weeks ago, and I'm still thinking about it. You ever have those Thanksgivings? You ever have those Thanksgivings, that great fucking turkey? No. Sorry. I'm retarded. Don't know what you want. No, have you ever had a vacation that was so good? You're like thinking about it 3 weeks later. Like you're at work or whatever, and you're just like, fuck, I don't want to get this person's X or Y or whatever this person is asking for. That's totally unnecessary, by the way. By the way, whatever job you're working at, where they go, where's the to-go forks? Where's the to-go forks? Or, you know, if you work at a tech job, they go, how do I sign in? Or they go, how do I turn on my computer? Right? Whatever job you're working for, that's, you know, when you're dealing with customers, 90% of the interactions, they could probably figure it out for themselves. But there's you. And so they're going to ask you. And so, you know, I come back from fucking vacation. I'm sick as fuck. I got work. And coming back from vacation sick is no bueno. It's no bueno. And I always get sick on vacation because I go hard. Because it's actually the hardest I live in my life. I drink like a fish. I eat like garbage. If RFK saw what I ate on vacation, he would put a gun in my asshole. He would bend me over and he'd shove a gun in my asshole like a dildo and go, this is what your asshole goes through when you eat a McChicken. He would go, you know how this gun is going to feel going through your body, through your asshole? That's actually what your asshole and digestive system feels like when you eat a McRib. Yeah, or McGriddle. I think it's called a McGriddle. Is that what it's called? I don't know. The barbecue. Whatever. It doesn't what am I doing here? It doesn't matter. You know, when you eat McDonald's. You know? And when I'm on vacation, I just drink like a fish. I eat McDonald's. I get no sleep. And RFK has to, you know, put a gun to my face and go, what are you doing? What do you think? What do you think these large corporations, you know, they want you? They want you to do this. You know, the large corporations, they want you. They want you to eat a McGriddle for chicken and go to bed with Jack Daniels. I've done heroin. I've done heroin for 10 years, but Jack Daniels, that's completely unacceptable. Completely. You know, I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, you just eat like, I always get sick on vacation, basically. Summing up to the point, I always get sick on vacation, so when I come back, I'm sick as a fucking dog. So I come back, I'm sick, and then, you know, we have that show on, at Cold Town Theater every Friday night. Cold Town Theater on East 6th Street. Come check it out. But when I come back, the first show on Friday, I find out that two of our main members had quit or left, whatever you want to call it. Josh and Mars both left our show at Along for the Vibes. And then we had our guitarist, his name was Joe, I'm forgetting his last name. But anyways, his name was Joe, and he was a comic and a guitarist, and he was moving to Denver. He was moving to Denver. So I found out the first show that we were losing three people. And so I was sick. I found out that we lost 3 people. And then after that, I got an infected pubic hair. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even know that you could get an infected pubic. I didn't know that that was real. I didn't know that an infected pubic hair was real or was like a thing. I thought it was like a skinwalker, like a myth. You know what I mean? I thought an infected pubic hair was like fake and made up. In fact, it's quite real, cuz. In fact, an infected pubic hair is quite real and it's quite painful. I don't know if you know this, but an infected pubic hair is no good. It is no good. It hurts like hell. Number one, it hurts like hell, and it's maybe the most disgusting thing that can happen to your body. I mean, it's maybe the most, we're talking like, you know how you get a zit on your face? Imagine 7 zits in one place on your pubes. Imagine that. Doesn't sound good, huh? No, it's not. No bueno. No fucking bueno. And so I got an infected pubic hair, and I tried to go see a doctor. And while I was at the doctor, my mom let me know that I don't have health insurance anymore. That my health, and we got a brand new health insurance, and it doesn't work on doctors. Which I don't know why the fuck you would have health insurance if you can't, go see a doctor. But whatever, cuz. Whatever, cuz. You have to remind yourself that you're not a child in Gaza. You have to remind yourself that you're not a child in Gaza. So, who really cares about your problems? Right? Right. So, and I find this out while I'm at the doctor's. I'm at the doctor's, and I call my mom, and I go, hey, our health insurance, it's not working. And she goes, well, you don't have health insurance. It doesn't work for the doctors. I go, wait, what? Wait, what? She goes, yeah. You don't have health insurance anymore. I go, my father wasn't around as a child as you beat me drunk. As you beat me drunk, my father wasn't around. And the story that was told to me was that, when I was 20 years old, then you would give me health insurance. So you're telling me I was beaten drunkenly as a child with no health care. Okay, great. Thanks, Mom. No. Thank you. Thanks. That's great. So, I find out about this. I tell her that I'm going to a dentist appointment in 2 days. And she's like, okay, that sounds good. I get to the dentist appointment, and the dentist, the receptionist, who's hot, by the way. A dentist receptionist? Put my penis in beside those tits. Wow! But either way, no matter where I want to put my dick and whose tits I want to put them in between of, the dentist receptionist looks at me and goes, hey, yeah, your health insurance, it's not working here. So I call my mom at the dentist, and I go, hey, Mom, I told you I had a dentist appointment. It's saying that the health insurance isn't being covered with the dentist. And she goes, well, yeah, you can't go to a dentist, you can't go to a doctor. I go, wait, what? She goes, yeah, no dentist. I go, I told you I was going to the dentist 3 days ago. Would have been nice. She goes, yeah, I was drunk. I go, well, of course, we're a family of alcoholics. Of course, that actually makes sense. I should have assumed that my mother was drunk. That's actually my bad. That I didn't assume that my mother was drunk. She's 55. She gets drunk every Tuesday. It's just, you couldn't take it's like ripping a milk bottle from a baby. If you tried to take my mom's, uh, uh, you know, Pinot Grigio away, I mean, it'd be like ripping a milk bottle from a baby. Right? That would be the level. That's the only equivalent I can think of off the top of my head. Is just like actually depriving a baby from its necessity is my mother with alcohol. That's it. It's the only equivalent. So, I'm like, well, again, you beat me drunkenly as a child. Dad wasn't around. He was in Syracuse, New York City, Providence, whatever he was doing. I was told that I would be able to go to the dentist. But whatever. Fuck me. Fuck me. Thank you. Thank you. So, anyways, I'm dealing with this pubic hair with no health insurance, essentially. No fucking. It's great. It's great. Move halfway across the country, by the way. Move halfway across the country, move out of your parents' basement. Go ahead. You will deal with an infected pubic hair from the poison food in our country with no health care. It's great. People go, why are there so many 20-year-olds living in their mom's basement? It's because you have to deal with pubic hair infections with no health care. I mean, it is what it is. That's the reality of the situation. So if you want to do that, go ahead. Listen to Joe Rogan, move to Austin, Texas, and pursue stand-up comedy. Go ahead. No, it's a great idea. Maybe along the way you'll get your best friend to fuck your ex-girlfriend. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe while you're at the doctor's office, just maybe while you're at the doctor's office and the reception looks at you and goes, "Hi." Yeah, hi. Your health insurance actually here's the thing. It actually doesn't work here, and we actually don't take this health insurance. And you'll be there and you'll be like, "Oh, yeah, okay. That sounds good. Thanks." Meanwhile, your other best friend is inside your ex-girlfriend. By the way, while you're at a dentist appointment, and the reception looks at you and goes, "Hi, actually, we can't take your health insurance." Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, actually, we don't. I called them, and I was actually on hold for 115 minutes. I'm really sorry that took so long. I was actually on hold with the health insurance, and they actually told me that we don't even take your health insurance here. So, like, do you want to pay, like, out of pocket for $175,000? Or, like, do you want to, like, reschedule? And maybe you can figure this out. All while that's happening, maybe your best friend is bending your ex-girlfriend over a couch. Maybe. If you're lucky, by the way. If you're lucky. If you're lucky, that will happen to you. Again, Joe Rogan's correct. Move to Austin, Texas. Go ahead. It'll be great. So, I'm dealing with this infected pubic hair. We're getting back on track. We don't want to be too Kamala Harris. We don't want to be too incoherent on this pod. We want to be a little incoherent. We want to be a little Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. We actually don't want to be too much of incoherent. It just, it is what it is. So, getting back to dealing with the infected pube. We're 20 minutes. I haven't gone past the infected pube. We're not even like halfway through my first week. So, I do think I am the funniest person alive. I find myself my brain. I do when I talk out loud. I just go, you know what? You are hilarious. So I'm dealing with this infected pubic hair, and I actually have to host this open mic at the Lucky Duck here in Austin, Texas, at a bar. And it's Eldon Schaub's open mic. It's a great fucking open mic. And he's like, "Yeah, I want you to host it or whatever." So I end up hosting it, and while I'm there, this Latina, this kind of chunky Latina, starts talking shit. During the open mic, she starts yelling, screaming, trying to tell jokes. I mean, you know how most crazy Latinas are. I mean, she was basically being the stereotypical crazy drunk Latina. I mean, it is what it is. Um, Long story short, she ends up sucking my dick in the bathroom at the Lucky Duck, and we end up fucking. And we end up going back to her hotel. And while we go in the shower, she had a bush. I mean, the bush was like, you would have thought this bitch was Brazil and she was used to living in the jungle. I mean, this girl had a fucking bush that was only equivalent to the Amazon jungle. I mean, it was absolutely not the Amazon jungle, the Amazon rainforest. That was what it's called. That's right. Sorry. So yeah, and also yes, that is a Latina joke. By the way, I'm looping that in because I'm that good. So this bitch had a bush that was, I mean, you saw fucking mountains and like lions, and I mean, you had to really fight to get to the clitoris here. But anyways, we end up going to the shower because this bitch's bush smelled. I mean, like a dude's locker room. I mean, I still ate her out. Right? I'm not. I'm a trooper. I'm a fucking. Come on, son. But this bitch's pussy smelled like a dude's locker room after they all masturbated and came on each other's faces. That's basic. That's the only thing that I can equivalent to the smell of this girl's vagina. So I end up fucking this bitch. We go take a shower, and in the shower, this fucking bitch starts being like, "No, I want to fuck in the shower." I'm like, "Let me go get a condom." And she's like, "No, we don't need a condom." Which, by the way, if you ever want to get a guy to fuck without a condom, don't say we don't need a condom. Don't do that. That is like number one sign of like, I should probably wear a condom. But she goes on and on about we don't need a condom for like 30 seconds. So I give it to her a little bit. I hit it raw. I did like 5-6 strokes, like boom, 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 and I get the fuck out of there because I'm like, even in the middle of it, I was like, this feels good, but this is not good. It feels good, but this is not okay. So she's like, fine, let's go back to my room, and we'll fuck there. And before we leave the room, I fucking throw some like real soap on my dick, and I just start washing my dick. I think I washed my dick for about 3 minutes after I hit it raw. I didn't want anything. By the way, all this is happening. I have the infected pubic hair. I have the infected fucking pubic hair while I'm, hitting this bitch raw. So I go back to her place, her room. We fuck. She passes out in the middle of fucking. I was like, fuck. And there's that moment where you're just like, do I finish? She's passed out. Do I finish? There's that moment for like, a solid 5-10 seconds where you're like, I could just finish. I could actually pull out porn and just watch porn and fuck this bitch while she's passed out drunkenly. I mean, I could do that. But, then the other half goes, you probably, that's rape. That's, legally speaking, that's considered rape. And I go, it is considered rape. I guess you're right. That is considered rape. You know? You do have that other side of you. So I stop fucking her. I'm like, actually, you know what? I actually have to take a shit. So I go back, I take a shit, I nut afterwards, whatever. And then after that, I'm like, well, I did hit this bitch. You know, I did 6 pumps. I mean, that's enough sometimes to get a bitch pregnant. I mean, that's enough to get a bitch pregnant, right? It's enough. That's fucking enough. So I'm starting to think about this shit. I'm starting to get fucking worried. So I drunk drive to this Walgreens and I buy a Plan B. And buying a Plan B in Texas is maybe the most hilarious thing ever. Because they basically treat it like a drug deal. Like, you go up to the counter, they slide it over the counter, they keep it under the fucking counter, they grab it like they're selling you weed. You go, wait, is this illegal? They go, I don't know, I guess it's legal right now. And you go, okay, sounds good. So I get this Plan B, and what? Yeah. So I get this Plan B at this Walgreens, and I drive back to the hotel, and I go up to her bedroom, and this girl's still passed out. I'm like, fuck, because now I'm gonna have to get this bitch to take the Plan B, and so. My first thing was, let me try to put it in her mouth. Let me try to just slide it in there. Maybe it'll just it'll go down. It will go down by itself. Gravity will take care of the rest. So I try to put this pill in this girl's mouth, and she just she spits it out. I'm like, fuck. So I grab the pill. I put it in the water, which, by the way, Plan B dissolves. I don't know if you know about this. Plan B dissolves relatively very quickly. And so it dissolves in the water, which I didn't know, but I was like, well, going to have to watch this girl drink this. And so I keep waking her up. I wake her up 30 times. And she starts calling me the N-word. I mean, she starts calling me the fucking N-word as a Latina. I'm like, well, this isn't, what are you trying to do here? This isn't going to offend me. Right, this is not, this has no, the N-word has no effect on me. In fact, you might get my dick hard again. But, so this girl starts calling me the N-word, and I Bill Cosby'd this bitch with Plan B. I looked at her in the face and I was like, I'm not leaving until I see you drink this fucking Plan B. I'm not fucking leaving, and I'm not getting out of here, and I will wake you up all night long until you drink this fucking Plan B. And eventually, after 20, 30 minutes, she non-consensually took the Plan B. I basically raped a bitch with Plan B. Basically. Literally forced this girl to be like, you're drinking, which, by the way, you should never have with a girl. By the way, it should be allowed. By the way, you should be allowed to drug a woman if that drug is Plan B. Sorry. Sorry. I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know what you want. You should be allowed to drug a woman if she's refusing to take Plan B. Sorry, not sorry. I don't know what you want me to say. You shouldn't have to rape a girl with Plan B. I don't know what you want. You shouldn't have to. If you have to force a woman to take Plan B, you really have to force her to take the Plan B. Really. Really force her. You might have to hold that bitch down and open her mouth and shove a Plan B. You got to do what you can, soldier. You have to. You got to do what you have to. You have to, and it should be legal. Actually, it should be legal. It should be legal to force a girl to take a Plan B. It's the only drug. Every other drug's a no-no. Every other drug's like, hey, that's fucked up. You force somebody to take something. But if you force a woman to take a Plan B, there should be no repercussions. I'll die. Put it on my grave. Put it on my grave. I'll die on that hill. What? What? No. No, that's not allowed. You can't force a woman to take a Plan B. So what? Then she forces me to have a child? I don't think so, buckaroo. I don't fucking think so, cuz. Nuh-uh. No fucking Fuck off. Suck my dick. Drink the Plan B, bitch. I mean, really, you gotta have that mentality. Really, and I am a feminist, and I do believe in equality rights for women. But when a guy says drink this, and it's a Plan B, you drink the fucking Plan B. It is what it is. Sorry, not sorry. So anyway, I fuck this bitch. I make her take the Plan B. I drive home drunk. Great night. After hosting an open mic, I mean, it doesn't get more Austin, Texas than fucking a fat Latina after hosting an open mic and then having to force that fat Latina to drink a Plan B drunkenly. Sorry, there's nothing more Austin, Texas than that. That is Austin, Texas in a nutshell. Is fucking a fat Latina and then forcing her to drink a Plan B after an open mic, after hosting an open mic comedy. Sorry, that is Austin, Texas, by the way. Sorry. If you really want to sum up Austin, Texas, it's that. People go, how's Austin, Texas? I go, I fucked a fat Latina and I forced her to drink a Plan B after an open mic. It's what it is, cuz. You can't change shit. Can't change shit, cuzzo. It's just, that is what it is, brother. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I don't know what you want me to tell you. That's Austin, Texas for you. So, anyway, moving on. Fuck this fat bitch. And, I'm nervous because I had the infected pubic hair. See, it's all looping back around. So I had this infected pubic hair, and I'm like worried. If this bitch got AIDS or herpes, I'm really fucking worried because of the fact that I had an infected pubic hair. So I go to the doctors. They're like, you don't have health insurance. I'm like, fuck it, I'll pay it out of pocket. They give me an STD test. They're like, the pubic hair, it looks good. It looks fine. I noticed these bumps on my lips. I noticed these like small fucking bumps on my lips. And also, I got a pimple right on my fucking lip literally a week after this fucking happened. And I just threw up in my mouth. Oh my God, hold on. Let me wash it down with some whiskey. Give me 1 second. Oh my God, that was disgusting. So anyway. I noticed this pimple on my fucking lip. And I started noticing these bumps on my lips. And I go to urgent care because my health insurance does cover urgent care, thank Christ. But I have to get a receipt from them, and then I have to mail the health care company, and then they whatever. It does, whatever. So I go to urgent care, and I'm like, hey, is this, is it AIDS? What is this? Is this herpes? What's going on here? And I spent like $250 at this fucking urgent care. And this doctor in 2 seconds goes, no, dude, that's a pimple. You're an idiot. Those bumps on your lips, those little like white spots, those are benign. They've probably always been there. You just haven't fucking noticed. They're like so small you can't even look at it with a human eye. I gotta get a microscope to look at these little white bumps on your lips. Those are just human lips, you fucking moron. I was like, okay, well, can I get the $200 back? He goes, no, you fucking retard. Get out of my office. So, no, I didn't ask for the money back, and he didn't call me a retard. But it was legitimately 5 seconds of an office, and he was like, of an office visit, and he goes, dude, that's a fucking pimple. And those little white bumps is just called lips. That's just called human lips on your skin. Okay, you're going crazy. And so I was like, okay, sounds good. And we're coming up on 3 weeks. No burning pee, no herpes, no nothing else. I'm looking good. I'm in the clear. But to anybody who says that, prostitution isn't worth it, go fuck yourself. By the way, it's $150 for a happy ending massage. Go get one of those. Knock it off. Knock it off with this idea that taking a woman out to a date, spending $50 on the date, and then you have to drive her there, drive home, which is gas money, which is probably another $10. So we're talking about $60 minimum if you're cheap. If you're talking about a couple drinks and maybe, you let her drink your alcohol, you're probably looking, and if you're not being cheap, you're probably looking at $120 on the date. And then afterwards, you got to go to urgent care the next week, which is $250 to make sure that you don't have AIDS. Okay, so you're looking at $350 to fuck a bitch in the pussy. That's how much it is, by the way. If you want to fuck some of these Tinder bitches, you're looking at $350, including the trip to urgent care that's going to test if you have AIDS or not. Okay? Get the happy ending massage. Just get the happy ending massage. You'll save $250 fucking dollars. I mean, it's ridiculous what these bitches require. It's absolutely fucking insane. It's absurd. Just shut your fucking mouth and... I'm kidding. I'm kidding, ladies. I'm kidding. You're great. You're great. You're all great. I'm a feminist. You're all fucking... Yeah. No, you're great. All you fat sluts are great. Anyway, so I did the HIV, and then after that, fucking lost my earbuds, man. Fucking lost my earbuds. Completely lost my fucking earbuds. Went on an absolutely insane tangent for about 2 days looking for them. Couldn't find them. Right? And also, while all this is happening, because of the infected pubic hair, I'm on an antibiotic. And I don't know if you know, but if you have depression, if you have clinical depression, which is what I'm diagnosed with, I don't know what the difference is. But if you have some sort of mental issue, the antibiotic gets rid of all the good bacteria in your stomach, and then that can cause depression or anxiety or whatever mental problems you have. So I was going insane. That's the what am I trying to get to? What point am I trying to go up? After all this, after what I've ranted about for 38 minutes now, I was actually going insane. Completely going insane. So, whatever. And then this week actually wasn't bad. I had a show on Sunday, so I was going out every night trying to get prepared for the show. The show had only 2 audience members, so, I practiced all week for 2 people. But that's, it's, again, stand-up comedy in Austin, Texas. And so, this past 3 weeks, I'm ready for another vacation. I'm actually ready. I know I went on vacation 3 weeks ago. I'm actually ready to go on another bender. I mean, I'm being honest. I'm just ready to be drunk again on a beach. It's true. I'm ready mentally. I'm just drunk on a beach again after this past 3 weeks. Even though that I've had some good, some ups and downs. My buddy Miko came in from Providence, Rhode Island, and he was supposed to come on this podcast, but shit happens. He did show up to the Cold Town Theater, and he brought a bachelor party, so it was our first Cold Town show that had a real crowd, and we did very, very good because Corny found some good replacements to the show, and the show is back on, and it may be better than ever. I mean, it's really, really that fucking great. So, you know, hopefully things turn around here. I just lost my notebook. I found my earbuds because I was looking for my notebook at the creek in the cave here in Austin, Texas. So, whatever. Whatever, though, man. Fucking whatever. Whatever. I mean, God takes something and gives something to you. I mean, it is what it fucking is. You know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is. And today I was thinking about going on a Kill Tony, but I got too drunk with Mike Hale. And afterwards I was like, well, I can't drive, so I'll sleep it off. I'll sleep for like 30 minutes, and then I'll be good to go. And I set a timer on my phone for 20 minutes, and I set a timer for 20 minutes on my watch. And I just slept through both of them. I was just so drunk and so tired that I just slept through both of the alarms. So it's great. What am I trying to say? My life's great right now. My life is fucking fantastic. No complaints, no issues. All right, so what do I want to do right now? What do I want to do? We're almost at the 45-minute mark, and I wanted to be done at 45 minutes. But the thing is I still have I didn't think that was going to take 40 minutes, and I did want to talk about some political stuff that's been going on in the news lately. But I don't want to go past, what, we'll do an extra 15. All right, we'll do an hour. We'll do an hour today. So, okay. Now that I'm done complaining about myself, there's a lot going on in the fucking news, which probably, you probably don't care about, or nobody's listening anymore because I talk about myself. You know what I mean? So nobody really gives a fuck about me or what I have to say. So where do I start? Where do I start? Let's start with the big one. Shall we? Let's start with the big one. Let's start with the biggie. Because that's really what's going on right now, right? Trump decided to bomb Yemen. Thank you. Thank you, President Trump, for bombing the poorest country in the Middle East after you ran on a campaign of zero wars. You ran on a campaign of zero wars and, cutting the budget and not spending countless amounts of money on pointless wars. And now you're bombing Iran. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. He's bombing the Houthis. Not Iran, Yemen. He's bombing the Houthis in Yemen. So thank you. Thank you, President Trump, for running on a campaign of no wars, peace, prosperity, and you're doing almost everything against those values. So thank you. Thank you very much. I had a lot of hope for you. I thought that you were going to come in. I thought that you were actually going to change shit. But like every other politician, they fuck you in the butt. Thank you. Thank you for not doing mass deportations. Even though that he ran, his whole campaign on mass deportations and how illegal immigrants are destroying the economy and how, we really need to give these jobs back to American workers and, we need to pay people and, a good amount of money. And, he ran on all those things. But I'm glad to see that he's bombing Yemen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, President Trump. I don't know where we would be without bombing Yemen. And that's actually true. By the way, that may be the only true thing I've said on this podcast is where would we be without bombing Yemen? Because that's really what America comes down to, is bombing the Middle East. And if you don't have that, what do you even have? What do you even have? It's like a girlfriend with good pussy who fights you, you know? You got a good girlfriend. Not a good girlfriend, a girlfriend who just fucks like a machine, right? And has a nice tight puss. And you fight a lot. And if you took away the nice tight puss and the fighting, what would you really have? Nothing. Nothing. You wouldn't have anything. That wouldn't even be a relationship. It wouldn't even be a relationship. And that's what Donald Trump is acknowledging. What America is to the Middle East is we're the dude with a lot of money and a nice trust fund. In the Middle East is a girl with a nice tight puss, who wants to fight you a lot. And, if you take away the Middle East, are you even a person anymore? Because that's what happens when you're fucking a girl or when you have a girlfriend with a nice tight puss who's just fighting with you 24/7. It starts to become your personality. You wake up in the morning, you go, oh my God, this bitch, what's going to happen? Am I going to fuck her tight puss? Or are we going to fight? And that becomes your identity and reality in life. And that's what the United States has become with the Middle East. It just has been. The Middle East is the nice, tight pussy, of the girlfriend you like to fuck. But the girlfriend fights with you a lot. She just does. She just fights with you a lot. She just complains a lot. And she wants to call you out on all the petty shit that you do. But you're a dude. And you need to fuck up the Middle East. Because that nice tight pussy isn't going anywhere. And you don't know how long the nice tight pussy is going to be there. And so you just deal with the fact that you have to bomb Yemen. You just do. You just do. Because that, the minerals there are so good. I mean, the oil in the Middle East is just so good. So when your girlfriend just starts throwing shit about you about how you don't, properly wash the dishes, you just go, you know what? But that oil is so good. That oil is so good that I'm just going to take the fact that, she, complains about how I leave the toothbrush on the bathroom counter, and she's willing to get into that. So even though the Middle East sometimes, occasionally, destroys or blows up some of our transportation ships or some of our supply ships or some of our trade ships, You just go, yeah, but the Middle East has that nice, tight pussy. It's what it is. It's literally what it is. The United States to the Middle East is the relationship with a hot girlfriend you have where you fight a lot, but she has that nice, tight puss. And you gotta fuck it. You gotta fuck it. You have to fuck it. You just gotta fuck that nice, tight puss. Even though, in the past, that girlfriend may have, cut off a couple journalists' heads. They may have, bombed the Twin Towers. They may have set off a couple bombs in Boston. They might take out a couple supply ships, a couple trade ships. But the reality is the Middle East has that nice, tight puss. So we're going to keep fucking it. Okay? Okay? And just because that girlfriend snaps at you about not doing the dishes, about not vacuuming, about leaving the toothbrush on the bathroom counter, you go, you know what? But that nice girlfriend has really good oil. And we need to mine that oil. We need to mine that oil. And we need to get their natural resources. I mean, that's it. That is what it is. And so Donald Trump is recognizing this relationship between the Middle East and the United States is really a toxic relationship of a kid with a trust fund and a girl who's got a nice, tight pussy, good oil, but occasionally likes to fight, beheading journalists in this, metaphor here. And so Yeah. So yeah. So I get it. A lot of people won't understand, but I get it. But it's not what he ran on. It's like, in this situation, it's like when you go to your guy friends and you go, that crazy bitch that's always bitching when I go out with you guys, or when I go out for a couple drinks, or when you guys come over to the apartment, she's always complaining about something, or always getting into a fight with you guys. This time I'm done. This time I'm out of the relationship. But the reality is, when you're in that relationship for over 10 plus years, you just go, I can't live without that pussy. And you have to go to your friends and you have to say, you know what? I can't live without that pussy. And I don't care that my hot girlfriend is beheading journalists or committing treason against us, or, flying planes into the Twin Towers, or, setting off bombs in Boston. I don't care, because my hot girlfriend has really good oil. And I need that oil because it helps our gas prices. Truly. That's what this is like. But Trump has to come to us and say, hey, you know what I mean? We got to keep fucking this hot girl. That's what Trump needs right now. Trump needs to come out and say, hey, the Middle East is a hot girlfriend with a tight puss who fights with you sometimes. But we got to keep fucking that puss and getting that oil. We just do. That's what we need. That's actually what we need. A lot of people are going to get confused and be like, what's he talking about? hopefully you listen to this when you're high so you kind of understand what I'm saying more. But the reality is we need that tight pussy, a.k.a. cheap oil. True. Sorry, we do need that. But what's happened recently is something different. And a lot of Americans are mad. And that's okay. That's actually okay. Because in this particular instance, here's what it's like. Hold on, I'm going to sip my whiskey. Give me 1 second. Let me tell you what this is like in this particular situation with Signal, the Signal chats being released. Let me tell you what this is like. So we've established that the America is a spoiled brat with a trust fund. The Middle East is a hot girlfriend with a tight pussy, and we cannot stop having sex with her, aka bombing her for oil. But in this situation, it's like if the homies checked your messages and found out that you were still having sex with that hot girlfriend. That's what it would be like. And your boys, if you just came out to your boys and you were like, hey guys, I know I said I'm breaking up with this girl. I know I said I'm breaking it off with this girl. I don't need the hot pussy anymore, even though she has got big fucking tits. I don't need it. And then 3 months later, your boys find out that you're bombing Yemen, aka fucking the hot girlfriend. And your boys are like, hey man, if you came to us and had a conversation with us and just told her that, you know what? That hot girlfriend with the tight pussy, aka cheap oil, I just need to keep getting that. And I can't stop. I won't stop. And you just need to accept the fact that I'm gonna kill civilians in Yemen. It is what it is. I know I'm being very cynical for a 21-year-old drinking whiskey right now. I get that. I understand that. But you do need to move past that, by the way. We can't keep acknowledging my age on this pod. We just can't. But if Trump came to us and we were like, look, by the way, you need to have me talk to the American public about that. You need to get me on. I should be the press secretary. And I should be like, hey, look, we have this hot girlfriend. Her name is the Middle East. And she's got a tight pussy. And also a lot of cheap oil. And I need to keep fucking that tight pussy and bombing Yemen. Sorry. I know what you want from me. I don't know what you want to hear. I know I told you that I was going to stop fucking that tight pussy. But the reality is that cheap oil's too good. We went on a date. We talked. I had a couple conversations with her. I'm not going to say she's changed because she hasn't. But, we need that. We need that tight pussy and cheap oil. We need that tight pussy and that cheap oil. And the thing that bothers people with this is it's when the homies find out that you've been secretly fucking the Middle East. That's what it is. So these what you're looking at right now, this has been leaked by a journalist who's very against Trump, who was accidentally. See, this doesn't. I can't even compare it to fucking the hot girlfriend here, because what? This part of the story doesn't really line up the leaked Signal chats. It just doesn't. Sorry, it just doesn't. I can't equivalent because the way it leaked, it's like if you were in a group chat with the hot girlfriend named the Middle East had an ex-boyfriend, and the ex-boyfriend was in a group chat with your hot girlfriend, the Middle East, and now that ex-boyfriend has messaged all your boys going, hey, why didn't you just fucking tell me that you were still fucking up the Middle East? Why didn't you just tell me that? And that would never happen in real life. But apparently in this situation, they're talking about bombing the Middle East. And a journalist who's very much against Trump found out through a group. What? I mean, I can't even tell this story with a comparison to real life. Found out that you were fucking up the Middle East. I mean, it's just crazy. It's crazy. This is totally unacceptable, by the way. By the way, I have no problem. Well, again, if one of your boys was fucking up a girl or fucking a girl named the Middle East because of her tight pussy, aka cheap oil, you would be like, okay, fine. But if your girlfriend's, if your boy's girlfriend's ex-boyfriend messaged you, the group chats that he's somehow in, talking about fucking your hot girlfriend named the Middle East, you'd be very bothered. You would be. You'd be like, hey, what the fuck? What the fuck? And it is what it is. And that's a totally acceptable reaction. Totally acceptable reaction. And so this group chat leak happened. And these photos have leaked about bombing Yemen. And Trump's people are talking about bombing Yemen. And that's a problem. That's a problem when it leaks. When it leaks and you don't know what's going on, that's a real problem. Because if Donald Trump just came to us and was like, you know what, we got this hot girlfriend named the Middle East and we got to keep fucking her, you and your boys would be disappointed, but you'd be like, okay, understandable. But when it's leaked from another dude, you're just going, hey, what, you lied to us? And you're doing the thing that's the problem. This is a real issue. That's a real issue. So here's J.D. Vance going against, this is, again, one of your boys going, if you think that we should do it, let's go. I hate bailing European out again. Let's make sure our messaging is tight here. And if there are things that we can do upfront to minimize the risk to Saudi oil facilities, we should do it. Again, you want to fuck your girlfriend, but you don't want to fuck up her pussy, right? You don't want to shove like a big dildo in there. So you want to protect the goods. But your other boys, who don't know about this, are like, hey, man, we get it. You got to fuck your hot girlfriend named the Middle East, and you want to protect her goods, but you can't. I mean, you and your best friend just can't talk about this, and you can't let me know, right? That's what this is like. And so J.D. Vance is here agreeing with Trump and Pete Hegseth. Pete Hegseth? That's a weird name. About bombing the Middle East. And it's a real problem when the American people find out in a weird, secretive manner. Now, here's also part of the problem with this. And these are more screenshots talking about the Middle East. And I'm not going to read all this. Number one, because I'm dyslexic and it would take me forever. But it's a real problem when you're fucking this girl named the Middle East and you're only letting a certain amount of boys know. And you're not telling your parents. You're not telling your grandma. You're not telling your other boys, you know? People get fucking bothered by that. And people are going to be bothered by that. And that's totally understandable. Totally understandable. So people are very upset by this bombing with Middle East. They're also upset by the fact that they're using emojis. They're using emojis talking about fucking this girl, even though that it's probably bad for you. Even though that tight pussy is really good, a.k.a. cheap oil, people are celebrating fucking that girl, even though that it's bad for you, and your other boys, who you know wouldn't be okay with you bombing Yemen, start using emojis congratulating you about how you fucked that girl with the tight pussy. You'd be bothered by it. Your parents would be bothered by it. And that's a real problem. That's a real problem because now this whole thing with Trump is this idea that at least he's honest. At least he might flip-flop. He might change his position on things. You know, he's very indecisive. But at least he's honest. And this thing now with this leaked Signal group chats is like, whoa, wait. Now you're lying to us about fucking the hot girlfriend? That's a real problem. That's a real problem. And that's the thing with, like, Obama. That's why Obama was so good at bombing the Middle East and fucking that tight girl pussy, is because he wouldn't tell you. He wouldn't tell you. And he'd keep it secret. He'd keep it wrapped up. That he's getting that tight pussy and that cheap oil. He kept it wrapped up so people don't know. And Donald Trump's not a good liar. He's just not. He's very good at telling the truth, but he's not a good liar. And so the American public is very upset that Donald Trump has backtracked on every single thing that he stood for about getting out of wars and not fucking that tight pussy and getting that cheap oil. And, you know, you find a group chat where he is getting that, you know, tight pussy / cheap oil. And the American people are very, very upset by this. And you cannot blame them. Can't. You cannot get upset at them for being upset about this. You cannot. You cannot. And so somebody has to go here. Truly. No, I mean, the director of the CIA needs to go. Somebody needs to go here where this is just not okay. This group chat being leaked, it's just not a good look, and it's not addressing the issues that Trump promised to address, which is stopping the never-ending wars, you know, all these things. It's a real fucking problem. And so I voted for the third party in this last election because I couldn't bring myself to vote for Kamala or Trump. I just couldn't. I I could not vote for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. I just couldn't. But I did want to participate in our democracy for my first time that I can legally. So I voted third party. And so this is a real problem that Trump needs to address. And this is a great opportunity for Democrats to, fucking round their troops and go, hey, this is a big problem. We're bombing the Middle East. And they're not doing it secretly or not secretly enough because they're doing it in a group chat with a journalist who hates Donald Trump. Right? And so the Democrats have a real opportunity here to kind of reimage themselves a little bit and be not what Donald Trump is doing. Be not not lie. Not lie about stopping these forever ending wars, bringing back the economy, all these things that Donald Trump said, and he's lied, and a lot of the things that he's trying are backfiring a lot. And so the Democrats have a real opportunity here to fucking get ahead of Donald Trump and the Republican Party and fix their party so that in the next election, they get voted for. So after all this problem with Donald Trump and me talking about bombing the Middle East and killing civilians and spending taxpayer money on these bombings, which he promised wasn't going to happen, and he's going against everything he fucking ran on, right? Right? Let's look at what the Democrats have decided to do in this insane opportunity to get ahead of the Republicans and Donald Trump. Let's look at their reaction. Let's look at their reaction because this is the response to bombing civilians in the Middle East and spending taxpayer money on bombing civilians in the Middle East for cheap oil, which was promised not to happen. Let's look at the response to the Democrats. Choose your character. This country has no hope. This country has literally no hope. And we deserve to all die. No. And I mean that in the most authentic manner. Again, one more time. Trump is going against everything he ran on, bombing civilians in the Middle East, trying to hide it from the American public, and really splitting the Donald Trump party of a lot of people who just want to see America do good. And this is a real opportunity for the Democrats to come in and trying to fix things and try to revamp their party to the best of their abilities. This is their reaction. Choose your character. Thank you. Thank you, AOC. Thank you. Thank you. You might think that the American public wants to, like, counteract of what Donald Trump is doing, trying to, go against what Donald Trump is doing and maybe not bomb the Middle East. But the Democrats' response to Donald Trump basically losing a large portion of his fan base is doing a dance to Smash Bros. Music. This is where we're at. This is where we're at, and also this is what we deserve. By the way, we totally deserve this. By the way, we totally deserve this. And you might look at me, you might go, not every Democrat is doing that. That was only a handful of Democrats who are in that video, and you're doing a misrepresentation of the Democratic Party and what they fucking stand for. You're right. That's not what every Democrat is doing. It's not. Some of them are actually doing other things to try and combat, again, Donald Trump's mismanagement of a fucking group chat, talking about bombing the Middle East and going against everything he fucking ran on. Let's look at another politician's response to, again, this total mishap of the Donald Trump administration. Let's look at what the other Democrats have to say about this mismanagement of the Republican Party. Why is it muted?
It's going to be anything but the order.
So again,
we need to change
that was a bad setup because it was muted. But again, let's look at another Democrat's response to Donald Trump's total mismanagement of the government right now. It muted again.
And this is going to be anything but the... We need to change the conversation. And that's why I'm launching a new podcast. And this is going to be anything but the ordinary politician podcast. I'm going to be talking to people directly that I disagree with, as well as people I look up to. But more important than anything else, I'll be talking directly with you, the listener. Real conversations. What's going on with the cost of eggs?
Right.
What are the
Not
impacts,
bombing
real
the Middle
impacts
East.
to you
What's going
around
on with
tariffs?
eggs?
What power does an executive order really have?
Not tariffs.
And what's really going
Let's talk
on
about tariffs
inside of
instead
Doge?
of bombing.
Look, there's an onslaught of information that we
East.
take in. So let's take it to the sources without the typical political mumbo jumbo. In the first few weeks, we're going to be sitting down with some of the biggest leaders and architects in the MAGA movement. This is Gavin Newsom.
The MAGA movement of bombing the Middle East. This is the response. Is Gavin Newsom... By the way, his state's on fire. By the way, Gavin Newsom's state is on fire. And he's starting a podcast. Okay. I'm wrapping this podcast up. I don't know what you want from me. I don't know what you want from your politicians. These people clearly don't give a fuck about us in any means necessary. And Donald Trump is going to go against everything he fucking ran on. And the Democrats are going to dance to Super Smash Bros. Music. And Gavin Newsom is going to fucking start a podcast, something I've been doing since I was 17. Thank you so much for listening. Good night.